So we were really, really shocked, and we didn't budget for that amount of airfare.
Liz Smith says she got sticker shock after seeing how much a round-trip ticket from Spokane, Washington to Disney World cost this year, 6 years after her family's very first trip.
In 2016, the same 7 of us went, and we paid $350 for airfare round trip per person. Currently, the same flights that we were hoping to go on are over $1,000 a trip a person.
Those prices never came down.
I'm a high school teacher. I have students that were going to be flying to see their family for spring break, and they've told me that they can't go or they're going to have to drive because of these airline tickets. The prices are just so high.
Many Americans in a similar dilemma with a surge in travel demand after months of lockdown. The average price of a domestic round-trip ticket shooting up 26% over last year to $290. An average international ticket, $730 round trip. And now the U.S. ban on Russian oil imports and other sanctions are pushing crude oil and fuel prices to new heights.
Higher jet fuel prices that airlines are having to contend with is another reason that airfare is having to rise for travelers.
Adith Demadaran is an economist for travel app Hopper.
For domestic airfare, we're still expecting that to climb on average another 7% each month going towards July. For international airfare, that one's a little bit harder to gauge right now, especially with the situation in Ukraine and Russia.
In Ohio, college freshman Anna Thompson started planning her spring break trip months ago.
I started by looking at the West Coast, really anywhere warm. I started to look south as well in areas like Florida, Louisiana.
But her plans to relax with friends at the beach were canceled when she found out how much it would cost.
The flight prices were a lot higher than I was expecting. I had remember looking months prior when they were closer to $100, $150. But upon looking again, they had skyrocketed upwards of $300, $400 for the same flights.
Anna says she used a travel app and eventually found a cheap flight to Boston. Too cold for a beach day, but it's where her brother lives. As for Liz, she says by shifting her dates, she found some slightly cheaper flights to Disney, but her family will have to compromise.
My kids will be out of school for a couple of days. We were hoping not to do that, and so that's sort of the price to pay, I guess.
And many travelers we spoke to are delaying their international trips due to the ongoing conflict. A recent survey reveals that geopolitics surpassed COVID as the #1 factor influencing travel decisions. It's starting to show up in the data as well, with flights from here to Europe trending lower in the last week. Shep?